Hello, Ambit Nation. Welcome. My name is Sean Cornett. I'm going to put to bed here a question, hopefully for good, regarding a combination between placement structure and compensation plan maximization. Get a question a lot, which is it better to, place my personal consultants underneath other consultants to try and motivate them or help them, build their business? And if there's a lot of people that are obviously above average, that recruit a lot of folks and are trying to get to the next rank and think that along the way it might somehow be better to place some of their personal recruits underneath some of their team members. So we're going to take a detailed look at that question here, and I'm going to draw it out here on the marker board so that you can get a very good idea and really understand why you generally, if you talk to anybody that knows what they're talking about, are going to get the answer, which is never to stack. And here's why. Let's start off, and we're just going to move over here to our MC organization. Okay, we're going to start off there. And naturally, that's where everybody starts, which is a marketing consultant. What you got to do is obviously get 6 consultants, build a team of 6 before you can move to the next rank, which is regional consultant. Now, here's the trick. You've got to get 6, and if you sponsor people that are not sponsoring other consultants and they're not helping you get to the 6 through some leverage, then you might have to actually sponsor maybe the majority of the 6 or maybe all 6 of them, depending on how it works out. The most efficient way would be as if you sponsored 2 MCs, okay, who each sponsored 2 MCs, right? That's the most efficient way to do it, but it just may not work out that way. You may end up having to sponsor, let's just say, 4 MCs yourself, okay? And maybe one of these other MCs, or a couple of these other MCs, go ahead and help you out a little bit and each sponsor an MC, so you get a total of 6. Now the question is you only need a minimum of 2 MCs in your marketing consultant organization. So a lot of people wonder, well, if I already have my 2 taken care of, then why don't I place the other 2 or the other ones that I'm going to personally sponsor underneath somebody else to help them out, since I've already got my 2 taken care of. Now here's where you get killed on that. See, ultimately, your big income is going to be in your residual, obviously, your 6 levels. And that is 6 unilevel compensation plan. And so, anytime that you stack, let's just put some levels to this, okay? And I'm going to do this all the way across because we're going to utilize this here in just a little bit, okay? Okay, and one more. Okay, there we've got our 6 levels. We've got level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I hope you can see that on the video. Let me check and make sure that it goes all the way over there. Edge it just a little bit over. Okay. You should be able to make that out. Good enough. Let me... Okay. And 6. Okay, so these are the 6 levels of residual income payout that we have. Now, here's the problem, okay? If you take, here's your 4 personal MCs, obviously, they fall in level 1, and, let's say that you had a couple of them that each brought in 1 consultant to get you your total of 6 to get you to regional. Now, here's the problem. What if you did a little bit of stacking, okay? And instead of this scenario, you said, well, I already took care of my 2 personals, okay, so I'm going to take these last 2, personal 3 and 4, which in this scenario are the ones that actually started building and duplicating and helped you get those last 2 to get to 6. What if instead, okay, these weren't there, and instead you stacked them here and here, and then of course they each in turn took their personals, which pushed it down one level further. Okay, so that situation changed, and here's your MCs. Well, that doesn't look so bad yet. I mean, you're pushing them down further so you get more residual income on them right now. But here's the problem. Once you promote, okay, and you've got your 6, okay, you've got your 6, so you hop the line, and now you're a regional consultant, and you've got your regional team now to build, okay? Here's the big problem. This team is set in stone now, and the only thing you're going to get paid on that is your residual income. And what you have to assume in everything that you do that the best case scenario is going to happen, that these guys you sponsor here are going to continue to grow and to build an organization that you're going to continue to develop a growing residual income from. Well, what you just did in this scenario, you might have placed your 2 builders, okay, these guys right here, one level deeper. Well, what does that do? Well, that pushes your residual income down one more level. These guys continue to build here, okay, to grow and develop and build a team of consultants who are building teams of consultants down here. And you get down to level 6, well, what that does is it pushes your residual income down, the entire organization down one level. So that in the long run, they go out and build a big organization, okay, you just pushed one level deeper so that you now are not getting paid on your level 6 because your level 6 is now level 7, okay? This organization, let's just say this guy right here goes on to build, let's just say, whatever, let's just say, put 20 consultants on level 3, 60 consultants on level 4, let's say 120 consultants, level 5, let's say 300 consultants, and I know you can't see that because my colors are bleeding into each other, but here, and then of course now as it grows and develops out, of course your most volume is going to be down in depth, and you just pushed yourself, you just eliminated one of those levels of residual income where you get paid the most on, that's now pushed beyond where you can get paid. And so you never want to stack, primarily for 2 reasons, because it pushes your entire organization down one level, thereby killing your residual, and the bottom line is it doesn't motivate people. You know, giving out freebies, it's not the American way, number one. That just doesn't work. This capitalism 101, you know, that's like a socialism, okay? It doesn't work. Now, for every rule, there's an exception, of course. You know, if you're dealing in a situation where you've got relationships, maybe family, and you both have a mutual contact, you may want to place that underneath somebody that, you know, that this is your brother and this is another brother. Maybe you want to, you know, develop some teamwork there and stack in that rare situation. But all things being equal, you never, ever, ever want to stack, because this is what you're left with, the residual income, and you're just killing your residual if you do that. And then, of course, you get over here to your RC team now. Okay, you've got that set in stone, and the same rule applies. As you begin to build here, you only technically need 2 MCs. Okay, and now, as an RC, you've got to develop a team of 18 consultants. Okay, previously it was 6. Down here in MC. To go from RC to the next level, which is SC, you need 18. And the trick here is that, you know, you might even be more tempted to do it here because it's going to take a little bit longer. And once you knock out your first 2, you don't have to have any more personal. So you get there, sit there thinking, well, I'm going to start stacking again to try and help them out, motivate them so they do more and help me get to SC quicker. Well, folks, been doing this a long time, and every single time I've ever stacked, I've regretted it. For the primary reason that it pushes the residual income down. And I know people that you know, here have built ginormous organizations in their MC team, and if they would have stacked, they would literally be losing out on thousands of dollars of residual income a month. You cannot take that gamble. It's too great a risk to take. In your RC, you do only need a minimum of 2, but anytime that you are personally sponsoring somebody, you need to take them personal so that you're maximizing the 6 levels of residual income. You do not want to stack. So now, once we go from RC and you develop your team of 18 consultants to go from RC to SC, I dare do this, but I'm going to introduce to you the one rare circumstance where it might make sense to stack. And that's when you start to get into a situation where it's no longer a matter of a number of consultants. It's no longer you needing to hit 18, okay? Because that's just a figure. Here at SC, you've got to develop 5 SCs in your SC organization. And so as you begin to sponsor, okay, your personals, you've got all your marketing consultants here, and they're going out and sponsoring and building their teams, right, and doing their thing and building their organizations, and you begin to identify some of your players. I'm going to draw some better circles here. You begin to identify some of your players, and let's say that, you know, this person here becomes one of your SCs. Okay, that develops into an SC. And maybe they actually sponsor somebody that helps you get to SC as well. And so you've got an SC here, and I'll just mark those with green. Okay, so, whoa, my green's not working. Alrighty. We'll mark those with blue. Okay, so you got an SC there. Let's say, you know, you develop an SC there, and there, and there. Actually, I'm sorry, we don't want to go all 5 because that defeats the purpose of my example here. Okay, so let's say in this scenario you've got 4 SCs, and you're missing that 5th one that you need to get to EC. Well, you know, here's a situation where you've got 4 RCs, you only need 1 more SC, and you haven't had a 5th person step up and identify themselves as really somebody, a leader, or they're struggling to get to SC and they might need a little help. Maybe you've got an RC that's on their way to SC, and you know, you've got some more personals to put in, and you want to get to EC fast. Well, in that case, if you've got this picture here, you've got 4 SCs and a 5th person that's an RC on the way to SC. Let's say that person is let's say that 5th person is this person right here, okay, and they're an RC, and they need some help getting to SC because they're just struggling or whatever the case may be, and you want to help them. Well, that is the one scenario where I can say yes, it does make sense to stack in this situation. Why? Because you got to get to EC. Every day that you're not in EC, you're losing out on big money. So here's a situation where, okay, you have a choice. You can either, if you've got a new consultant, you can either sponsor them personally, okay, go off here and sponsor another personal, or you can help this RC right here. You can help them by sponsoring underneath them, thereby helping them get to senior and helping you get to executive faster. Now, yes, it does push the residual income down on that one person, one level, but in this case, my take is that it makes more sense to help you get to EC faster, and potentially, you know, that could be a huge loss. It's a gamble, once again. But this is the only scenario where this makes sense. It never, ever, ever makes sense to stack as an MC or an RC. Stacking is only a technique that makes sense in any format once you're in SC. So I hope that kind of clears up some confusion and makes it crystal clear as to why you do not want to stack. It'll kill your business long term. It'll frustrate you more than anything to realize on hindsight that you stacked in your MC team and your RC team. You're no longer getting any coding bonuses on those organizations. All you've got is 6 levels of residual income there, and you stacked it beyond your 6 levels, so you're missing out on a huge income. You do not want to make that mistake because that's permanent, folks. Do not stack ever, ever, ever in your MC or RC. And when it comes to your SC, there are exceptions to the rule, but get with your EC and ask them for some advice on that before you do it, because this is just not something you want to mess with. It's too big a deal. Too big a deal. Appreciate your time. Hope that's helped, and we will talk to y'all soon. Give me a call if you need any help.